Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Jade and XD. We here are gearing up for a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But we wanted to present to you Volume 2 of Declassified. If you don't know what Declassified is, it's a type of show that we have here on the main stage where we take some of the stuff that you may or may not have heard from our Patreon, and we bring it here on the main stage. We're bringing, this time it's coming from our vintage show from the pre-show that we used to do a couple years ago. We haven't done it in a while.
Okay.
There is some, we haven't done the pre-show in like 2 years. So
I don't know what the opinions are that are expressed, but I hope they're not wrong as fuck.
Yeah, and if they aren't, I feel like they were right at the time.
Okay, you know what? That's that's fair. Also, if you're listening to this and you happen to hear this on Friday when it comes out, this Monday, I'm having a dinner in LA, Sunday on a Monday. I know there's a lot going on in LA right now with live kidnappings of human beings and the government.
From schools and things.
Yeah, and, family homes and whatnot. The government has gone the fuck amok.
Rogue.
So it's more important than ever for us to gather and huddle as community. And I hope we can do that over food, which is what we do best. And so there are a couple of tickets available, and they are only available until the end of the day. Ticket sales will close this evening. So if you're hearing this during the day, there are a few left for Sunday on a Monday, and they're going to close this evening. And then that will be that on that. And so I hope to see you all there. Can't wait to see you at the Getting Grown live show on Juneteenth. Another reason for us to fellowship and gather and honor our cultural history, especially as Black Americans, specifically from the Galveston, Texas area. And so we hope to see you all there as we are able to gather as community as well. And go ahead and enjoy this vintage shit.
Yep. Until next time, friends. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I have a list of more questions, by the way, about Brenda.
I have more information. I was like, no, I was in the kitchen as I was remembering things earlier. I was in the kitchen spawning nukes, nigga, because I was like, how am I going to update him when the episode comes out next week? It's like that time I took shrooms during daylight savings time, and Tristan called me while I was in the middle of a journey, and then I looked at my phone and I was like, how did he call me in an hour? And I sat there for 12 minutes like, how did he call me in an hour? It's never been like this before. But I literally was in the kitchen earlier. I was like, how am I going to update him and them when I told him in the future?
Yeah, you told me 2 weeks from now.
But I think I could go. Let me see. Hold on. What was it? Oh, hold on.
Just pretend. Just tell me now. They'll figure it out. Just in Christmas Friday, listen and watch the main episode, and then come back to this, and you'll understand context.
So I forgot.
Oh, I'll put it in that. I'll put this section in there.
I forgot one of the biggest parts of this story. Outside of Brenda saying she wants to feel human flesh between her teeth, this bitch said, I want to kill when I grow up.
All right.
No, I swear to God.
All right.
I swear.
Okay.
I swear to
God. And nobody has called the law.
I'm gonna get the. Hold on.
Like nobody, I know the daddy's
on.
scary or whatever.
Wait, so
but
no, I
somebody,
have the parents' reaction too. Hold on. Okay. So when they sat down and told the parents, I'm gonna get the exact quote in a second. I just text for it. But when they sat down and they told the parents, the mother starts crying. Obviously,
she's gonna be next.
we all know, probably. She's like, I suspected it, but God, it's confirmed. So she starts crying immediately. You know, white woman default also.
Mm-hmm.
And then the creepy daddy who everybody creeped out by, here he go. This is his exact reaction. I swear.
Don't nothing piss me off more than fake shock.
Oh no, I drooled on myself.
Nothing pisses me off more when niggas are fake shocked. Like gas.
When he's like,
Cut the malarkey.
Cut it out. You knew she was murderous and you knew she got it from you. But yes, I'm gonna get the exact quote and I'll tell you when that text message comes in. But this bitch Brenda is a piece of work at 11.
Because the question, so I talked to Chris about this. Because whatever reason, everything we watched led to cannibalism somehow. Somebody made a joke about it.
I told you about my conversation with the man in the plant shop.
Yeah. Like everybody, why is everybody eating people?
What's going on?
So it led us to question so they're in the lunchroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like niggas is eating dino nuggets and then she's eating phalanges. You know what I mean? Human gristle.
Oh, I wonder what she eats for lunch. Ooh.
Is it only meat? Does she like everything rare? Because if somebody eats steak tartare too many times, I'll look at them kind of funny.
Well, excuse you.
I said too many times. Once and a blue is fine, but if she's like, Mommy, I want steak tartare every week or every day, that's just ground up. That's dog food at that point.
No. A bitch named Brenda is way more wild than what I initially told you all. So let me pull up the emails where they are. All right. So, all right. Remember, I told you all on the main stage that Brenda said she want to see what human flesh feels like between her teeth. It's worse than that. Okay, let's see. Okay. So they were doing an exercise at school, and the students were explained to them why it's important to exercise the fine bones in our fingers. To which Brenda responds, yeah, it will definitely help me to hold a knife and kill someone someday. This is a direct quote. See? We all looked at her and then she added, killing will be my job someday.
She's going to be a cop.
We're not done. Okay.
Can I ask, is the little girl white? I don't listen. You know what? You're right. Kids got bad vibes. No, you're right. And you know race, what? So sisters who kill. So, but no. Yeah.
No, Brenda's white. Okay. So blah 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 blah. She had a breakdown at school. And so she said that somebody was annoying her because they were pretending to spray Raid on her. Pretending to spray, but she was a bug and they were exterminating her.
Were they actually physically spraying it on her?
Students don't have bug spray at school. They're just being kids. Psh.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But that was in response because Brenda kept biting that child. So, She said the teacher asked her, why do you think why does he keep doing that? She said, it's because I bite him whenever I feel I need to. I grab him and bite him anywhere I can find. She said that she feels free when she does that. And wild.
What's a Dixie Chick song?
She then said,
open wild and unruly.
they tell it. I would also like to point out that Brenda runs on all four legs at recess.
What? What do you mean?
She bear runs. I'm so serious. I'm serious. So okay.
So if it's her turn to get her turn to steal the bacon, she's on.
Wait. So then they offer a solution, which I do not agree with at all. They're like, can we give you something
The
rubbery?
only solution is to kill her with silver bullets.
So they said, can we give you some rubbery to bite on? She then said, no, I want to bite into human flesh. It makes me feel better when I feel the feeling of the flesh squeezing.
So ain't nobody gonna help her?
Nigga, I think they're trying to figure out what to do, but that's crazy.
There's only, again, one thing left to do. Call Buffy Summers.
Angel.
Because there is no... There's Buffy, Angel, either one. The charmed ones. I don't fucking know, but she's gotta go.
I don't care who, nigga. Joe Norby's ancestors, somebody gotta do something with this. 'Cause I'm telling you, sometimes you gotta put them down. I don't know why we haven't
That nigga was right. Some kids got bad vibes.
Yeah, no, dead ass stuff. And I told you about the father. Here go the father. What do you need a reaction?
Girl, you know you a part.
But also, how do you respond when your kids' teachers call a meeting and you sit down and this is what they unload on you? And you're like, I birthed that.
No, because there are parents that are self-aware.
They know.
I know that there are parents who, who don't check in with their teachers, and that's why they know all rap songs and they can't read. But I get that. However, there are some things that these parents knew. These parents know what something
this extreme. This child is not just doing this.
This vulture is doing. No, I know she is trying to eat her cousins.
Okay, little squab. Get out of here, little squab.
Right. Yeah, she tried to gnaw her little Nana's little fingers. I'm sure.
I like that. This. It's not funny, but it is.
No, it's absolutely funny because you know why?
But I forgot about that.
It's not on our expense.
It's not at all. I forgot about that for election. Oh God. Oh God. I just keep picturing, you saw that video on the internet recently with that bear on that picnic table, and it's just this abuela with her. And
she had moved.
That's that baby on top of that.
I gotta get the bacon. I gotta get the ball.
She jumps into the river. Fish.
Fish. She's a beaver.
Oh, my stomach. Oh, my stomach. Oh. Oh, I wonder if beavers attack. I meant to ask that when I didn't even.
We can ask Brenda since apparently she's, of the animal kind.
She eats beavers.
No. And that's such a specific thing. Cannibalism is such a specific, intimate thing. Why? She didn't say I want to have a pig. I could just pig or a capybara or anything. You know what I mean? But I want to eat Jared.
I want to eat Jared.
Yeah.
Jared. Let me see what you taste like, Jared.
Yeah, no. They don't go with goldfish in a Capri Sun.
Oh God.
That is so funny. And the fact that she runs like this.
I can't wait to tell Tristan. I just want to see his reactions. Imagine you're teaching and you see him look over and see a kid running on their hands and legs. Charging you.
Like a fucking ram. No.
Brenda's a wild girl, I'm telling you. she
Brenda's
said,
a wild one.
I feel wild and free when I do that. That's crazy.
Wild and free.
They've got to put her down.
Yeah. Yeah. Silver bullet. Call Buffy.
Because that is not human. Oh my God, they need to make an episode of Black Mirror about Brenda.
Yeah. And I just don't know, how long has this been going on? Was this just the school year? Because it's at some point, child services has to come in and be
I would imagine. Well, let's see.
What I don't hear about no stories about no white bitch coming to their buzzer.
Let's see.
Precious! You bring that white bitch to my buzzer. It's okay, mama, eat her.
No, they don't say when it started. A bitch named Brenda, they've got to put her down. Euthanize her. Chant it outside the school. I'll lead the charge.
Oh, my gosh. Maybe they should use Eric Adams as bait. Because also, my next question is, does she only want to eat other whites or is it blacks?
No, I just think it's humans. But I feel like she would, how sometimes we'll see in a vampire movie with a werewolf or something, and the werewolf will you think it's getting ready to do a whole big business, all of a sudden it's and it run away. Mm-hmm. I think that's what would happen with Brenda and Eric Adams.
So she don't have grinder preferences,
I guess that's a good
Brenda's
question.
Not no spice, no rice, that kind of thing. We have to go.
No, I can't.
We have to go.
We have to go.
I can't. Because it leads to my questioning. Because it's well,
I mean, I guess in this particular case, Brenda could be useful if there's a preference. Brenda, we're going to have you perform an ethnic cleansing. That's terrible. That's terrible. Oh, that's terrible.
Just taking her to the hometown buffet. Anyway.
All right. Okay.
let me share with you one thing, and then I'll get to what I really want to talk to you about.
Okay.
So, I had a house guest over the weekend. Brandon was here, and Brandon came over, and he was like, he told me about the Keith Haring exhibit. And mind you, I think we had this conversation about Keith Haring sponsoring shit for the center when we were for Pride or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he was, and mind you, I never told him about like my Stick Figures for Justice thing or whatever. But he was like, do you want to go to the exhibit? I was like, girl, no, because no. But he came in here, he was like,
no,
I got you something. I got you something. And I'm like, okay, what is it? When I tell you I hollered, first of all, shout out to museums for selling rolling trays.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely bought rolling trays from museums.
Yeah. And so...
Okay, first of all, I want you to know that if you are driving on the FDR, southbound, excuse me, like you're going to Brooklyn coming from Harlem, there is a court off the FDR that has that exact...
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Right off when you go, like you're going to Rivington Apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Keith Haring.
Yeah.
Stick Figures of Justice. I had to show you it because I was like...
Well, why didn't you get me one?
Oh, I can get you one.
Yeah.
Oh, that leads me to my second thing. So you can purchase these online.
Oh.
At the Broad. But I also was like... So I go online and I'm looking at the Broad because I was like, oh, do they have different colors? Because I was like, oh, this would be cute if they had like green. Or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I go in there and they have furniture. They sell Keith Haring furniture. Do you know that these little ugly motherfuckers stick figures for justice for this one for a stool is $1,100?
I believe it. I believe it. You know I still have those magnets.
And this is what I don't understand about art is in the eye of the beholder, because what about this?
Nope.
What about this?
Mm-mm. No.
And I know people will probably say the same thing about the shit I create or whatever.
They're like, this nigger ass show with this.
Yeah, but I'm not charging $60 for a fucking rolling paper tray that has crack his whack on it, which is a stolen phrase from a black woman. See?
Which I have... So, yes. So speaking of Stick Figures for Justice, I'm gonna send you a video to watch, and you could put it in here. So this nigga was running from the police, and ends up running to his mom's house, hands something off to his mother, just as blatantly as Young Thug in the courtroom. Mom's runs in the house, runs back out. Police are there. And her son is like, he was in a high-speed chase. It drives into her yard, hits her. And the way she flew was giving nothing but Keith Haring. Hold on. Wait.
Oh my goodness.
Where is...
Oh my goodness.
And what makes it worse is the caption. They're like, let me tell you about the lady we see spun like a star yesterday. She looks like a Keith Haring figure.
Yeah, she does. Flew. She does. She actually looks like when Lucy removes the football from Charlie Brown when he goes to kick the football.
Dustin says she looked like when Jazz used to get kicked out by Uncle Phil. So you said Keith Haring, and I said, oh, this is a perfect time to share this with you.
It is. The Stick Figures for Injustice, apparently.
So I'm going to tell you a couple of things I won't tell you on the main stage.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
First and foremost, Crystal Jean's fucking doorman.
The Dominican one?
One of the Dominican ones.
I only met one, but yeah, okay.
You know, they all have crushes. So when we come over, they be like, hello, hi. They don't even ask what apartment you going to, nothing. But let me tell you how stupid niggas are. You know what? This goes back to, I seen something today about a girl math and a boy math. I didn't know what was happening, but I see that the people are at war. And of course, the women are winning. So, so I don't quite know what it is, but I'm going to use my own version of boy math. Boy math is when two women walk in. You like the way both of them look, but you really trying to holler at one of them. So you say some stupid shit to one of them. This nigga gonna say, is that your daughter? About Antoinette.
To you?
I said, are you fucking serious? And he knew immediately that he stuck all of his nuts in his mouth. And I said, are you fucking serious? Don't talk to me. Is it your sister? No, I'm sorry. I was like, don't fucking talk to me. Are you I said, don't fucking talk to me. Are you fucking serious? From the moment he said all the way to the walk to the elevator, as the doors close, as I'm going up the fucking down the hallway. Livid. Do you hear me? Livid. And also I'm like, my feelings don't get hurt much. You asked me if a 35-year-old woman is my daughter? Is that where I am in life right now? Do I need the talks? Like, what?
Well, to be fair, they're all very young.
I also was like, if I was just a little bit different, I could have me a 20-year-old at this point. But that's none of your motherfucking business, nigga. Right. So I was very irritated. I was extremely, very motherfucking irritated.
As you should be. Because number one...
Usually I don't be caring, but now I'm like...
Right. Because number one, sir, like that...
Cardi B.
You at work, so you could have like a little bit more decorum, like, you know, hello, how's your day, ma'am? You know what I mean? Not like, is that your daughter? Like, that's not... And you know, and I know he got that line from like his daddy, whatever, like, you know, you compliment him, make him seem look younger, or... You know, is that your sister or whatever the fuck? And it's just like, no.
So
that's very sitcom-y.
So
you know.
So Antoinette's like, no, and don't ever say that again. So I get upstairs and I'm living, and I tell Crystal Jean and all, you know, everybody in the room. Crystal Jean, you want me to get him fired? I said, okay. Skirt. First of all, skirt. Okay. I was like, no, I will not be getting the Dominican nigga fired from his job. I'm not doing it. I'm not here. I will cuss him out and whoop his ass in the lobby before I'm going to, you know, fuck up the well-being for his family.
Yeah. Other people got to answer for that.
Yeah, I got some kind of solidarity. I'll whoop your motherfucking ass. I'll cuss your ass out, and I'm gonna call you everything but a child of God. But I'm not gonna, you know, stop y'all from eating. I don't believe in the African diaspora suffering at the hands of white supremacy. So. But I was livid, nigga, and I wanted to fight him. Physically. In his face.
Oh, my goodness.
What else you was going to tell me?
Okay. So, Beyonce. I have to tell this story quickly here because Chris Rogers will probably listen to the main stage, and I don't want him to feel the way. Here's why.
And you know you won't watch it.
So
I wouldn't even give Tristan access. He'd be like, how do I watch your Patreon? I'm like, subscribe, nigga. I
don't know. Word. He be trying to sneak. And I be like,
yeah, right. He's like, I know it's here. I'm about to watch it on your stuff. I'm like,
get out of my iPad. So, I don't know if y'all saw his social, but C. Raj threw his back out because we moved. Okay, so we moved. He threw his back out, and because he thinks he's 21 and not 30 plus. Mm-hmm. So, and
he's learning.
Yeah, exactly. And mind you, there was one time where I had to go to the hospital because I threw up my back, and he laughed at me because he thought it wasn't a real thing until he had to go to the hospital the other day because he threw his back out. And
so this was karma.
Oh yeah.
What an ugly way to come back.
4 years later.
Yeah, I'm going to come back. Beyonce weekend.
Did. Right. So, mind you, we had all these plans to go with Crystal. It was about to just be a wang dang motherfucking doodle. He couldn't go. So I felt bad. So I was like, well, I'm not going to go. And so, I was sad, but I was trying to make him cheer up because I knew he was like, feeling down about it and all that good stuff because, everybody around him is gone. Mm-hmm. So the next day he wakes up with a conscience and he's like, let me not be that boyfriend. Go ahead, go. Work. Go, hang out. I fast forward. Crystal come over. We have brunch. It's a wang dang doodle. He's like feeling a little bit more FOMO, but whatever, right? Get up, get ready, go. I go down to Inglewood, meet up with Crystal and Chrissy Chula. So we had, and if you listen to the read, I'm sure Crystal will tell you that she was at a Beyonce themed hotel. Like, like it was, the restaurant played nothing but Beyonce tunes. And not just through the restaurant, but through the venue was just nothing but Beyonce. And when I got there, it was fabulous. It was nothing. And what I loved about this concert the most is that I ain't seen no niggas like that. So I was like, yes, Black women. Let me explain
something to you, because when you saw them, they were with a partner.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Hold on. Let me put that in my notes. You just refreshed me of something, but continue.
Because there was a plethora of I'm just here so I don't get fined type of, dynamics. Anyway, I'm high off of life. I had a lot of edibles, and I actually decided to drink, which is not something I typically do.
You did?
Yeah. So
you didn't get drunk.
I got tipsy. I didn't get drunk.
Okay. Not uncomfortable.
Like I was not uncomfortable.
Okay. All right.
Until I did get uncomfortable. I'll explain why.
Okay.
So this was also my first time of going to SoFi. And I haven't been to it. And also I haven't been to a stadium concert since like Summer Jam in like undergrad. Or no, I went to On the Run, but that was different because I had different exits. But anyway, stadium shits are a lot. And the way SoFi is set up, SoFi is in a pit. So it's like...
That sounds awful.
Oh, it is, right? Concerts happening. It's great. I'm in like the presence of like royalty. It's great. Like,
I saw...
Right.
I saw from Instagram. Yeah. Everybody was at that. LA was just for the celebrities.
It was wang dang doodle. So at the end of the show, to get from the floor to outside, remember I said it's in a pit, you have to go up.
Yeah.
So there's like 20 or so street width ramps to go up to the top of the street to get to street level. Mm-hmm. The problem is there's what, like 50,000 people on like trying to exit this one area, and it's nothing but just hot, sweaty people with glitter and Fenty on. Like, it's just a lot going on. So I happen to get nauseous because
of all
gays
the silver.
also smell. I mean, gays also smell like cereal dust. So it was just a lot of stuff going on, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm getting nauseous, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to throw up. I'm gagging. Chrissy Chula sees me and is like, oh, okay, XD. Get it out, whatever. So I'm throwing up. And like I told you, there is thousands of people like walking past me or whatever, just near me, not paying attention. Mm-hmm. But who did I decide to throw up on? Like shoes, like centimeters away from.
Well, thank God it wasn't me. It'll vomit. Okay, well, who?
It was Lakeith Stansfield. Fingernails.
It was probably a kink for him.
Yeah. So and what was wild to me, because he just kind of just looked and then just kept on walking, appreciated it. But then afterwards, I was told by friends about how that nigga was really weird and real problematico with the baby moms and things of such. Yeah. So I didn't feel bad.
Oh, okay.
So, I felt like me throwing up was really an act of solidarity and sisterhood.
It was his karma.
Yeah.
It was a weekend of karma. I don't know.
But yeah, I threw up. My tagline was going to be, Lakeith Stansfield made me throw up.
Like a little Cool J gave me COVID. Oh my God.
And Katie became baby too. But
you threw up on Lakeith Stansfield's shoes. She did not tell me that. That was not what I was waiting on.
Because it literally was like this much. And I was like, ooh, shit.
I'm about to text her.
I told her, well, first of all, she wasn't paying attention. Because when I was throwing up, she was on a mission.
Oh.
Like, if y'all don't know anything about Auntie Crystal, when Auntie Crystal is ready to go, we are ready to go.
Not even just that, because that's also Auntie Jade. Auntie Jade be the one who powers through. Auntie Crystal is a wanderer. The worst fucking bitch to go in public. She is a wanderer. So you on a mission, and then you look and you're like, where did this bitch go off to?
I had no idea.
Weird.
And
no, this is what she does.
And mind you, I got it. We were all on a mission to get out, right? But I was like, how is somebody this tiny and like walk faster than me?
Like, a wander. It's not even she just wanders though. It's like when you're in the ocean and you think you're swimming forward and you're swimming this way. That's how she is. And then she'd be like, oh, yes. So I just texted her and that, she just texted me right back. Aren't you supposed to be with a client right now? I didn't want to tell his business, but he got sick. And she capitalized. Sick.
I was fucked up. Because I ended up throwing up in her room and then outside of my building. It was a lot. But
I'm sorry. It's the capital sick for me.
I was.
Oh, friend.
It was bad. I had a good time.
Well, congratulations. You got to go to Beyonce.
And throw up on that nigga feet.
So was it the liquor? It was the liquor? It had to be the liquor.
It had to be more of the edibles. I had liquor, but it wasn't anything like I was fine. Mind you, we were drinking through the whole thing. So I was like, beforehand, I was fine. Walked, Uber, that was great.
But I didn't get sick until anymore.
but I didn't get sick until 3 hours after I stopped drinking.
It had to metabolize it in the system.
What I'm thinking was the amount of edibles I consumed.
I think how many milligrams of edibles did you? Because I know you were taking 10s because I know what you were eating. How many of them did you eat?
Yes.
I think I'm having an overdose, and so is my wife.
Okay, you and your wife?
Yes.
Overdose of what?
Marijuana. But I don't know if it had something in it.
Okay.
Can you please send rescue?
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 29 years old, and my wife.
And because if you ever have Good Tide edibles, they taste like
candy. It's a problem.
Like real juice, because they
and
now,
you were at
now
Renaissance,
they're like putting
you were surrounded by
juice.
silver. Beyonce rotates on the stage, so that probably added to the. And then you had liquor in your system, which you never do, and then you consumed 100 grams of edibles.
Yeah, and the sheer overwhelmingness of being in that space with the amount of people, because like you just happen, because when are you ever in a room of 50,000 other people, right?
This is why
Never.
the first time when we took Noah to go see it, I did not see Summer Renaissance because I said it is time to go.
I was about to say this. Like, I see why you have to go multiple times, because it's a spectacle in a good way.
Yes.
And
but I knew leaving that stadium in Jersey was going to be a nightmare. So I was like, last song, we out. And I know that's sacrilege to certain people, but fuck y'all. I was not dealing with the crowd because leaving, and we can talk about this on the main stage. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad you got to go, and that Lakeith Stansfield got his karma that night.
Just desserts. Yes.
Now we have to assess and start digging energetically as to why Lakeith and Chris Rogers got their karma on the same weekend.
Yeah. Because what was so interesting is the very next day, this nigga was like, I'm free. I can move around again.
That's why I'm laughing, because I know he's better. But, poor baby. But it made him miss Beyonce.
Yeah, I had to miss her. And, he was like, he's going to be pissed about it all week.
Yeah, I mean.
And hopefully there's a second leg and we could go together. But, otherwise,
it just be like
he got what he truly wanted, and that's the new place to live. So.
Exactly. Yay.
Yes.
A running list of things that I made a note for. Please congratulate me. So, first things first. So you mentioned, you said you were going to play a song for me from The Simpsons.
Oh, Can I Borrow a Feeling? Yes, I remember.
Let me hear.
Hi, everybody. Hi. And hit it. Can I borrow a feeling?
So I read one of them stink pieces, but this is one that was actually like, They said The Simpsons were passe blanc, white passing Creoles. Hold on, wait, let me pull it up.
What?
And break it down for you. They said they either Haitian or got Louisiana descent, especially Marge, because of her sisters, her hair. She got this 3C. They were like, she sleep with that bonnet. And hold on.
Yes, Marge Bouvier, because they try to model her after Jacqueline Bouvier.
Jackie, right. So they said, okay, her name is Marjorie Jacqueline Bouvier. Her father is Clancy Bouvier. Her mother is Jacqueline Bouvier. Sisters are Patty and Selma. Think about how those names sound. Then they said, tell me she ain't from Flatbush, because they said she Asian. But they said she sleeps with a bonnet, and then there's Lisa in that saxophone and her activism, and Bart's delinquency and his undiagnosed learning disabilities being automatically seen as a bad kid because he's acting out because of how his family treats him.
Oh my God.
And I guess they said the yellow skin was back in the day were trying to camouflage. They are passe blanc, those Simpsons.
Then explain Homer Simpson, please.
Oh, they said Homer is definitely passe blanc, but he just act like a white man. And hold on. There was a particular episode. Hold on. Where is it? Now I know a quadroon when I see one. I'm screaming.
Oh my God. They have, I will say, I've seen a lot of episodes of The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say they do right by black people kind of, but that's just white shows in general. But they,
I'm sorry.
That's so interesting.
They said Bartley said Maggie looked like Even Poe from Baptiste from East Bayou. That's why Bart go to the hood, get his flat top cut.
Yeah.
They're high yellow. Oh my
gosh. He did come out with Do the Bartman.
Yeah.
That was a whole rap song.
And they are high yellow. Then they came out with Black Bart because we are a range of shades as a people.
They did have a Black Bart. I had a Black Bart shirt and stuff. Yeah, back in the early 90s.
Oh yeah. And then remember that, oh fuck, what was my point? That is so sad. Wait, I had a point right there. Hold on. Oh, no. Jackie Kennedy. Remember there was always a rumor that Jackie Kennedy's family was passing for something. Passing for white, but they was something. Remember that?
Trout. Reptile.
I did see a thread the other day that was like, y'all not gonna tell me this is beautiful?
Nah, like, she looked like she bite people.
She does. She looked like she bit people.
Like, yeah, she had the cute little, like, Chanel dress in the Ole Cassini looks after when she became an Onassis. But, like, otherwise...
That smile was a little frightening. Not gonna hold you.
It was very, like... Like, you know those tumors that have teeth?
Yeah. Or like that movie Teeth, but the girl with the teeth in her vagina.
Yeah, vagina. Yes, exactly. What happened? What else do you have to tell me in this?
So did you see what's happening with Pennsatucky?
Yes. Now...
Oh, it was so bad around here.
Now, I've always, her and Natasha Lyonne have always just given me just outlaw mud show backyard type of white women, right? You know, like Kool-Aid, red Tampico punch stage about the mouth, and they kind of all smell like spit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't know, Pennsatucky went to social media because she was about to buy a boat for a man, but turns out the man was married.
She knew the man was married.
But she knew the man was married, but the wife got in the way of her, you know. Basically, the wife found out or whatever. And she starts out telling us this because she's in her car, and she was like, the last 3 nights, I was eating this man's butthole.
Yep.
Because that's what he likes. And she was thoroughly with the shits, no pun intended. And she was down to do whatever. And then his wife came and was like, "You're wrecking our home." And so now she's upset about it.
And she keeps calling her wife a bitch. And she's interrupting the plans. But she proceeds to let us know 322 times throughout this conversation how much she was eating this nigga's ass.
The man that I've been messing with is a married man, and every night, well, for about 3 nights in a row, or even maybe there's a night in between, I was licking his butthole. Yep. Because he liked it. And I didn't mind doing it.
And this is not to shame ass eating, if that is your zhuzh. It was how much she told us she was eating.
Right. No, this is to shame the studios. This is their fault.
It is. It is.
If they would get their shit right and pay these people, they can get that apt mental health services that they need, and to keep busy so they don't keep telling us this shit all the fucking time.
Put people back to work, because the girl is very good at playing herself.
Yes, clearly. I had no idea that's who she was as a person until the other day.
Well, Hustle and Flow, 8 Mile.
Oh, she was
Orange is the New Black. And all of them are the same person, which is she. But see, when you leave her to her own devices, then she's the worst version of herself. If you all will open these studios back and do what you're supposed to do for people and take care of them, then she could just play herself on camera, and maybe herself in person would not be so tormented. Seems like simple science to me.
Boom. So I have something to share, and I was actually deciding I was going to do this on the main stage, but we'll test it here and see how you feel about it.
Okay.
Let me give you a little backstory.
Okay.
So, you called me the other day with your surprise, which we'll talk about on the main show, what your kids surprised you with. So it brought me back to this episode of Smosh where they were reading Reddit stories, and there was a story about how this woman's boyfriend threw her a surprise wedding. And she asked if, am I the asshole for turning down a surprise wedding, right?
Never.
And everybody was like, but her family was like, yeah, you are, because this was such a nice gesture. You were gonna marry him anyway. And then afterwards, he's like, well, now we don't have money. We don't have money to have a real wedding now, the one that you want. So you should have had this one. So I was like, what the fuck? But right after that story, there was another story that had to do with books. And this is when I learned of wigliture. White people make nigliture, but for whites to digest.
Ain't that the Fabio shit? Ain't that what that is?
No. Like, you think of Danielle Steele.
That's not nigliture?
No, that's just, we'll call that smut.
Okay.
I have found wigliture. I have found the Quan Mills of white literature. Their name is MJ Edwards.
I was going to ask what's a white ghetto name?
Right. Well, when they do ghetto names, they do initials, right?
They do initials. Or like it'd be a white man named Rodney, right? Or Shane. Mm-hmm. Shane is like, ain't that kind of like a...
Yeah, yeah. So, I kind of want to buy it and read it because I was looking for it for free, but it's a series, and it's called Kissing the Coronavirus Chronicles, book number 1. I'm going to read the little blurb.
This doesn't sound good.
She was supposed to cure the coronavirus. Instead, she fell in love with it. Dr. Alexa Ashingtonford is part of a crack team of scientists.
What?
Dr. Alexa Ashingtonford is a part of a crack team of scientists tasked with finding the cure to the devastating coronavirus. Little did she know she would end up falling in love with it in the steamy viral erotica. Kissing Coronavirus is a steamy tale about forbidden love and dark desires come to life. Now, I want to make note that this book is not about falling in love with somebody with...
No, I gathered exactly what this is about, falling in love with the virus itself.
Mm-hmm. So if you look upon the cover, it gives very much like Dr. Bruce Banner in like the Hulk. And it's this white woman on this green. You can go on Amazon and look for it. It's called Kissing the Coronavirus. And she is just huddled up on this green man. I'm going to read a sample.
Can you send me the image of... Actually, let me just use my own Google. Okay, read your sample while I look this up.
Dr. Alexa Ashingtonford stared at the test.
Please stop saying that last name. I hate it so much. What? Please.
You know what a name that could be thing. Ashingtonford.
I hate it.
Test tube between her fingers, her perfectly pink manicured nails clashing with the pale, bubbling liquid inside. She recognized the power she had in her grip. The virus which had claimed so many lives and which made her heart beat furiously like a wild tiger thrashing in its cage. The coronavirus. Despite the devastation the virus was causing across the globe, Alexa felt a rush of excitement every time she picked up the corona sample, like a pulsating erect penis, desperate to unleash its devastation on anyone who touched it. It had been so long since Alexa had been with a man that the virus was the only thing she could get near to which gave her any sort of thrill. The tickle in her knickers.
First of all, it's a thumping. It's not a tickle.
The tickle in her knickers. When she worked with the sample was the only sexual release she had experienced since the virus had unleashed hell and taken its toll on the world. Now she held it in her hand, gripped it tight. She bit her lip. Imagine what she could do with it. She rubbed her hand over her breasts, her nipple hardening like a tic-tac.
It was hard, like the end of a pencil.
Mind you, this is only half the page. I haven't even gotten through. Okay. Imagine what she could do with it. She rubbed her hand over her breast, her nipple hardening like a tic-tac. Imagine how she would feel if she touched herself with it. Pretty great, Alexa thought. Pretty great indeedly. Alexa lowered the test tube and unbuttoned the bottom two poppers of her lab coat. Pop, pop. It says it right here. She took the test tube and shook it. The bubbling, creamy liquid sloshed against the inside of the tube. It fizzed up, and Alexa swore she could feel the glass expanding, swelling up and down as she shook the tube. A shock of electricity coursed through her veins, eventually stopping as it reached her vagina. It was like she sat on a battery. Everything tingled and it felt good. But Alexa knew it could be better. Much better. Alexa pulled down her lab pants and pulled her panties to the side. Her pussy was so wet that the lace glided across her skin like a fat man on a water slide. She lowered the test tube. As the COVID-19 sample got closer to her, she felt the rush, an intense burst from within, like an entire firework display going off at once.
She busted.
And that's the end of the sample.
This bitch busted in that off of a test tube of the actual
test tube virus.
Test tube, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some of the reviews on Amazon. First of all, it's 3.6 stars. That is way too high. Second of all, the very
that
first...
makes you want to read it.
But the first one, I bullshit you not. I'll show it to you. Whoa, couldn't put it down. Read whole book in one sitting. The author has a perfectly perfect way with words and sentences with words. In sentences to describe descriptively in such a way that leaves you wondering what could possibly happen next. Signed, XD.
I think that's just a happy face, like a laughing face.
Oh, okay. I was like, It's from Amanda, but it was signed XD. Somebody else said, first of all, this book is 16 pages long. I did not, you didn't tell me that. Full of jaw-dropping moments and bursts of laughter from the shockness of certain parts. I don't know if I can say that this was enjoyable considering what it's about, but I will say for 16 pages, this was very interesting and quite the read. Also, I'm a little embarrassed. This is my first read of 2023. Oh my God. Not a legendary masterpiece to define a generation.
The 1-star reviews are funny. So from Cat Stop Reading, one of the what the hell did I just read books? 1 star, but all the stars for making me laugh so damn hard, I legit wheezed and cried. I knew I was in for a wild ride when the author compared the virus to an erect penis on the very first page. I about died when I read the sentence, pussy so wet that the lace glided across her skin like a fat man on a water slide because I accidentally inhaled my drink. Never getting over his tongue like a chunk of microwaved fish comparison, though. Ew, no. All in all, even though it was a great book, it was worth the 93 cents just for the laughs. Buy it for the 18 ferrets the author has to take care of.
Oh my gosh! Carol Ann said, wish I could say I read this for a dare, but I didn't. Not kink shaming, but some people need some serious help. The author is one of them. I am another for thinking reading and reviewing the worst rated books on Goodreads was a good idea.
Oh, we're gonna just read awful books and give you all the reviews.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, this is amazing. TikTok made me.
That's exactly how it happened. Because there's this other book.
For the lows.
Hold on. What's the J.D. Harmon?
Wait, why you looked that up? I'm sorry. Carla said for the lulz. I read this purely on a dare after perusing a list of crack fiction with my bestie. This is indeedly pure crack. Every day I stray further from the light. Oh my God. This is amazing. You might have unlocked a gem here, friend. I'm not going to hold you.
Yeah. There's white Wigliture.
Oh my God!
Because there's also J.D. Harding who started this whole book talk. This is where because white people have another viral version of 50 Shades of Grey because white people are obsessed with sexual violence.
Oh, they got an issue. They have a problem,
and they confuse it with kink and shit. No. Now that I know the difference of what dom and subs and all that shit, that is just white abuse and violence that they disguise as love and kink. No.
I got thoughts, but because it'd be... Anyway.
But yes, I have discovered Wigliture.
And exposed me to it.
We'll do a deep dive.
Thank you.
Because yes, it is 16 pages. I forgot to mention that. Because... What can you imagine this being any longer than that?
I don't know why it's 16 pages, honestly. That was the first page that you read, and that was... I don't think I would be able to go on from there. And they paint the coronavirus as like a pit crew member, but Incredible Hulk. It's very...
The book centers around a romance between Alexa Ashington-Ford, a researcher tasked with curing the coronavirus, and an anthropomorphized version of the COVID-19 virus.